the sticks, then they will get 60. The poles, they will get 60 seconds as penalized time. So we can tell the two drivers driving really carefully. They cannot have any minor mistakes. Otherwise, they will get penalized time. All right, we can tell right now the two vehicles of Team Uzbekistan start the journey again, right now coming to the next obstacle. So we talk about Uzbekistan as the inner land of the Middle Asia. So it's also have the great link with China, and they sent 20 people to participate today's contest. Wish them good luck. So for Team Uzbekistan, actually also their first year to join the International Army Games. So I also give a big warm welcome to Team Uzbekistan. Welcome. So we'll talk about the vehicles around 2.7 tons, and right now is driving the maximum speed is around 57 kilometers per hour. I believe right now they're driving in full speed. So coming up is the soil ridge. So the driver also need to slow down the speed, readjust the position. For soil ridge, actually the simulation of hills. So right now is also test the driving capabilities and overcome the hills. So also test the vehicle functions. So if the drivers cannot really control the gears and engines, then it's very easy for the vehicles to shut down. So right now coming to the next obstacles, that's the Tradeway Bridge. So we can tell these two obstacles actually quite close to each other. So this also tests the drivers to constantly adjust the position and directions. I believe right now the two vehicles from Team Uzbekistan right now are doing very steady performance. All right. Coming to our first single test for the first vehicles. So right now they're doing the crater road braking. So there are 6 craters. And this also because we simulate the real war field. So there's nothing pattern we can find. So these all 6 craters are allocated not in an orderly way. So just randomly choose a place and put the craters. So right now we're waiting the first vehicles to perform its filling job, or we talk about the road breaker. The first vehicle right now stop in front of the craters. I believe the team right now is discussing how they can make the plan, and it's the time to make action. I believe just now because the vehicle is too close to the obstacle, so the shovel cannot be unfolded. So for the real wartime, there are a lot of the missiles or the bullets. So the shovels also can protect the vehicles. If you or the vehicles put down the shovels early, then that actually make the vehicles encounter the potential risks. So the shovels actually is not allowed to unfold it at the early time. So right now the first vehicle from Team Uzbekistan right now is doing the crater filling. So what they are doing is make sure they can break a path fill the crater, and also in a very effective way. The second attempt, I believe the first crater is filled. So the requirement for this section is that as long as the vehicle can pass through the pass, then we can tell the crater is filled successfully. So that's also the requirement aligned with the real war time. So we talk about if the filling diameter or the length or the width of the crater is less than 4.3 meter, then the team will get 60 seconds penalty. That also because if less than 4.3 meter, then some of the large size vehicles or equipment cannot get through the filled crater. So the team need to know exactly how to get the soil or get the sand and put into the field. All right, we can tell right now the team won. When they filling the fourth craters, I believe they not really choose the sand nearby because that's not easy for them to do the job. We tell time actually is everything. Time, they need to work against the clock. So let's cheer up for Team Uzbekistan. So right now, Team Uzbekistan, I believe right now is finishing the filling job, and right now they will need to pave the way, pave the surface actually as flat as possible. And they are right now, we can tell, is polishing the surface. Right now coming to the last crater, and this crater actually at the other side. I think the way more or less is the same. We get the soil and make sure the crater is filled as flat as possible. I believe they make this attempt of shovel too deep. So they need to calm down a little bit. Things change in every second. So Team Uzbekistan has less mistakes and not impacted by any mistakes. So they need to make sure each time they get a suitable amount of soil. Right now we are using the 112 type tracked vehicle. If you make your shovels too deep, then that may even make your engine shut down. So this is really time consuming and also in a very low efficiency. So they are right now making the last crater filling. All right, right now I believe they're finishing the filling job, and they folded the shovel, and mission completed. And road clearance team, I believe, is their showtime. And right now coming to the road. So coming to the log, this is also a obstacles. So we also right now task the team to clean different kinds of or different type of log and other obstacles. So we have 4 meters with diameters of 30 centimeters. So the team need to lift all these 4 rocks and put into the designated position. We tell the drivers only have limited visibility, so they need to really know exactly where is the rock and have a very precise and accurate positioning. And why we have this setting? Because it's the simulation of the real war situation when we countered this kind of shape obstacles, and how the team or the military troopers use grip to move the obstacles. So this is also test how the teams can very accurately and smoothly use the equipment, and they also need to lift all these 4 rocks and put them into the holes. If the log falling to the ground, then the team also will get penalized time.
As I just mentioned, from the inside of the tracked vehicle, there's a limited vision for the driver. It is difficult for them to get a clear sight outside of the vehicle. Alright, they are trying to put the log back into the silo. Alright, they have already moved it to the designated area. They complete the relocation of the first piece of log. Now the vehicle is about to get the second log. There were 5 key points for the grip. So they have to aim precisely on the log and grab the log and put it into a designated area. Alright, successfully catch the second log. Alright. They have successfully put the second log back into the silo. So when we are doing the row clearance, we're actually helping ourselves and protect ourselves. So it is an action to protect the attacked from the enemies. So the row clearance and road grading is helping us to do the anti-attack job. As you can see for the grip, each time when you try to catch the log, there will also comes along with the sand. It is also a challenge for the driver to control the grip. Now the vehicle is controlling the grip and relocate the third log. Alright, changing the position and put it into the silo. So the driver has to control the steering pedal in order to control the grip. They have to be familiar with the functionality of the grip. For example, how to extend and adjust the length of the grip. They have to do it in a precise way in order to make sure that the grip can catch the log successfully. Now the vehicle is trying to catch the last piece of log. This time they need to shorten the grip in order to aim at the silo. As we can see, actually the driver is changing the direction of the tracked vehicle in order to control the direction. Let's see how they put the last piece of log back into the silo. Well, they're almost there. But they have to carefully adjust the position and the angle of the grip in order to complete the task. I believe all the team members are very nervous. They have to be calm, never give up. It's such a pity to make a mistake. Due to inappropriate operation, the log breaks down. Maybe because the vehicle is not parked at the proper place. I think the driver should change the direction and also move the vehicle to another direction. I think it's not just the grip that do the job. Well, the log breaks down. Let's see how they react to that. Well, they give up. Actually, it is a wise choice because the log has broken. They've already collected the grip and lift the shovel. Seems like the row clearance team is ready for the next obstacle, which is the anti-tank ditch. Alright, they have arrived at the next obstacle. So this anti-tank ditch has a length of 6 meters and 3.5 meters wide and 2.5 meters depth. So they have to fill the anti-tank ditch and they cannot pass around this area. So basically the rule for clear this area is much more or less the same as filling the crater. It requires a high level of cooperation between the team members for the row clearance. When filling the anti-tank ditch, we need the commander to observe the row conditions and give instructions to other team members. Alright, the anti-tank ditch is almost filled. In order to ensure that the other vehicles can pass the road, you can see the track vehicle fill the crater, fill the anti-tank ditch again to ensure that the surface is flat. And the next obstacle is to clear the fire obstacles. And they have to change the position of the shovel in order to pass the fire obstacle. Very smooth. At the same time, they actually folded the shovel. The two track vehicle from Team Uzbekistan has completed their task today. Now they're rushing to the finishing line. We need both of the tracked vehicle to pass the finishing line. Alright, the first one has passed the finishing line. Well, there's another malfunction for the second vehicle, and we can see it is changing its direction right now. I think they found the wrong path. Alright, restart again. Almost there. Accelerating. Finally. Alright, two vehicles have successfully passed the finishing line. Now the first group has been completed. Thank you for watching and thank you for the excellent performance of Team Uzbekistan. We will take a break and see some of the excellent replays. So we will come back in 15 minutes. So next will be the first group of Team China. Let's wait and see. 什么鬼？放在什么坑里种树呢？臭死！
放气人，气死个人！倒走20分钟没有了吗？15分钟。哦。
好像他们也挺固定的吧，就那个一男一女，或者这两男。这也是他们的大单是吗？也吐了吧，估计。
西安电视台主要好久没有经历了。
这都是水。有这个，主要是这是哪个？
各要素注意，距离比赛还有10分钟。各要素注意，距离比赛还有10分钟。
藏四面危机，看工兵分队如何排除万难，开辟前进的通道。路贯沟深，浪腾波汹，架桥班组发现何显神通，看桥跨冲天而落，彩虹凌空。越福里平弹坑，秦火帐反袭扰，一次现代陆军工程兵超越极限的大排队，一场舍我其谁为胜利打开通途的大比拼。国际军事比赛安全路线为您精彩呈现。
好的，观众朋友们，欢迎回到比赛现场。
Welcome back. Today we'll bring you the live streaming of the Safe Route contest of International Army Games. And today we'll have the roll grading individual race and the roll clearance individual race. Please pay attention to the field. Now let's welcome Group 1 of Team China. Let's get familiar with them. The captain, Mr. Wei Kehao. Operator, Li Weiqi. Mr. Yang Mingjun, the driver of the grader team. Now let's get familiar with the roll clearance team. The captain, Mr. Li Deqian. Mr. Ye Xinyong, the operator of the roll clearance team. And Mr. Huang Sheng, the driver. The game is about to start. Let's look forward to excellent performance from Team China. 5 minutes countdown to the next game. For Team Uzbekistan, and each team they have 2 members, but for China, each team we have 3 members. However, this will not make a difference. So the capacity of each 112 tracked vehicle is 3 people. If we can divide our job carefully, that we can deliver better results. Alright, Team China is making last minute preparation at the starting line. Now I would like to give you some more knowledge about Safe Route contest. So it is actually a contest for the engineering corps. So they will provide a safe route for other troops. So they will do a lot of obstacle removing, bridging, and crater fillings. Yes, safe route. As you can tell from the name, safety is the priority, meaning that all the barriers and obstacles will be clear, and this will ensure the security of the other vehicles. For the Safe Route contest is actually organized by the Defense Department of Russia. It was first held in 2015. It will test the maneuvering capability of the engineering troops. It will help to enhance the morale and fighting spirit of the troops. And today's racing is for the roll grader and the roll clearance team. This requires high level of cooperation and coordination of the troops. One minute countdown for the game. Alright, we have one last minute. Now the vehicle has started, and Team China has completed their preparation. Let's hold our breath and cheer up for Team China.
Countdown in 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, go! Alright, as announced by the chief judge, we can tell the two vehicles from Team China we're gonna start the game. Just within 100 meters, the drivers need to accelerate the speed and find the target and then make a sudden stop. We're now coming to the first obstacles, that's the wade field or the shoal. So let's test the drivers how to drive over the waters. The vehicle 1, very steady progress. Nice. And our second vehicle is very closely followed. Alright, coming up is the restricted road. That's 30 meters long and 4.5 meters wide. So our engineering vehicles, the width is around 4.5 meters, but the road is only 4.2 meters. So there's only around 30 centimeters allowance range for the vehicles to adjust. So think about the vehicles is around 4.5 meter in width, and the road is 4.2 meters in width. Okay, Team China right now is perfectly going through the restricted areas. Right now coming to the turns. We can tell these two obstacles actually very close to each other. They need to adjust the projections, and the drivers only can adjust the positions through that very small window. So the driver only has limited visibility. We're now coming to the next obstacles. The previous two obstacles test the drivers how to change and adjust directions, and also how to make turns, especially during the wartime. So this is, we can tell we have the bombs at the side, also the fires. So we tell today the game actually is two teams or the two squads performing together. So the vehicle 1 is for the road breaker, and the vehicle 2 is for road clearance. So the vehicle is 42.7 tons, and the speed can reach 47 kilometers per hour. Right now you're looking at, this is team 1 from Team China, and vehicle 1 is in full speed coming to the next obstacle. So what's waiting for Team China is the soil ridge. For the real situation, for the terrain actually are quite different. There's a lot of bumpy roads. So we have different kind of the hills. So this is also test the drivers, how to adjust the speed, how to change accelerators, how to make the clutch. So this is test also the vehicles, the functionalities. So if the driver is not really good control in the accelerator or the clutch, then vehicle's engine is really easy to shut down. Otherwise, if the engine shut down, the team will get 30 seconds penalty. So coming to the Tradeway Bridge. So we first coming to the soil ridge, and then very soon is the next obstacle, that's the Tradeway Bridge. We can tell right now Team China has very perfect performance. Very nice. Alright, coming to the first big assignment. So we first need to calculate the distance, and we unfolded the shovel, and we can tell right now Team Vehicle 2 also arrived. Right now we can tell China only use 4 minutes and 30 seconds. So we can tell China's speed is really fast. So right now Team China, the first vehicle is doing the crater filling. So there are 5 craters with the diameter of 6 meters. Compared to the one in Russia, the length of the crater actually 60 meters longer than the one in Russia. Very smart for Team China. They not really choose the really strict directions. They're constantly changing or adjusting the direction. We can tell the driver or the operator actually they have very high technique. So this is quite different. We cannot really compare to the normal situation. If we just follow the traditional way, actually that's maybe make some mistake, or even we cannot finish the assignment. We can tell right now Team China only use 2 minutes and coming to the last crater filling. The operator I believe that their plan is first to fill half of the crater. By doing so, it can save a lot of time. As long as the required, we will tell as long as the vehicles can pass through the craters, then the mission's completed and success. All right, almost done. So Team 1 of China, very perfect, amazing performance. All right, we can tell they folded the shovel, which means they already filled the craters. And right now it's the turn for the road clearance team. So they leave the stage to the second vehicle. So the second vehicle will do his assignment for road clearance. So the job for vehicle 2 is there are 4 logs, they need to lift the logs and put into the cello. So cello actually with the diameter of 50 centimeters. So let's look and see how China performs. Very nice. Very smooth and steady performance. I believe just in a second, the Team China lifted the log. Put it in. Perfect. So the log cannot touch or falling to the ground. It will get punished and also actually will longer the time. So the punish time for each fallen log is 20 seconds. Actually, this is not one operator. I believe there are two operators. They need to cooperate together. So they also need to change a little bit the vehicles, directions, distance. No problem. Finish the second log. Right now you are watching the team 1 from China. They're right now doing the lifting of the third log. Right now everything's perfect. Adjust the direction, put it in place, no problem. So right now we have 3 logs in place. And coming to the last log. Brilliant. All right. So put the grip back to the position. And then we're coming to the second assignment. So that's the anti-tank ditch. The anti-tank ditch is around 2.5 meters wide, 6 meters long, and 2.5 meters in depth. So the operator is Huang Sheng. And let's looking forward his performance. So we are doing right now, this is the filling anti-tank ditch. And then coming to the fair obstacles. And then make the vehicles back to the driving position. And we can tell the vehicle to also follow up. All right, I believe they all finished their assignments. The 2 vehicles right now in full speed heading to the finishing line. All right, the 2 vehicles passing the finishing line.
观众朋友们，开路机组轻障车组单项赛第2场到此结束。今天我们中国一队的表现非常的优秀。
So Team China had a very great performance, showcase their muscles and their strengths. Let's give a big applause to Team 1 of China. And coming up is Team Russia.
中国队太强了，你看这就是飘啊，像什么？这中国队他们来讲应该不是什么比赛，就太简单了吧？对，太简单了，可能觉得这就是基本功，就是人家在那儿，有天儿没人，一捞起来夹起来1秒就能放进去，对，夹1秒人家，然后咔断了，对。别的呢？明天哪个？
雷区暗藏，四面为机，看工兵分队如何排除万难，开辟前进的通道。路断弓身，浪头波胸，架桥班组发现何显神通，看桥跨冲天而落，彩虹凌空。越府里平弹坑，清火仗，反袭扰，一次现代陆军工程兵超越极限的大排队，一场舍我其谁为胜利打开通途的大比拼。国际军事比赛安全路线为您精彩呈现。
什么抢滩，什么登陆。
观众朋友们，欢迎回到2018。
Dear viewers, welcome back. Today we'll have the Safe Route contest of International Army Games. And today's race is the individual race for road grader and road clearance. The next team will be presented is Team Russia. You can see the members of Team Russia have lining up in front of the starting line. You can see the sunlight is moderate right now. It is a favorable weather condition for Team Russia. Now we see the members lining up in front of Team Russia. I will give you some brief introduction about the members. For road grader, the captain, operator, now we have the team for road clearance. This is the captain, corporal, driver, sergeant first class, another operator, sergeant. That's the team. Let's give them a warm welcome for Team Russia. You still see very warm passion and enthusiasm from the audience today. For the Safe Route contest, it is the first time that China hosted this game. It was hosted by PLA Army. And today we have Team China, Team Russia and the Team Uzbekistan compete in the contest. And they will compete for the excellent team for road grader and excellent team for road clearance. So the operation site for the two vehicles are quite close to each other. And we put these two individual races together. So we have two drivers for the road grader and the road clearance, and these two drivers both used to participate in the Safe Route contest. They have rich experience in such type of contest. And let's wait and see the excellent performance of Team Russia. Let's count down.
8、7、6、5、4、3、2、开始。
Game starts. With the announcement from the chief judge, we can see the two vehicles has accelerated and rushed out from the starting line. They will arrive at the first obstacle, which is the shoal, or we call the water field. And all of these two vehicles are speeding up. They are moving at a full speed. Pretty soon they will arrive at the water field. Before the first vehicle arrives at the shore, it actually has a mitigation of the speed. Alright, very fast and steady move for the first vehicle. These two drivers used to attend the safe road contest. They have rich experience in driving the vehicle. Alright, they will arrive at the second obstacle, which is the Tradeway Restrictive Row. The length is 30 meters and with a distance of 4.5 meters. If the vehicle touch or hits one of the restrictive poles, it will be penalized for 30 seconds. As you can see, it is very narrow for the vehicle to pass through. They have to pass the route without any touching of the restrictive pole. Alright, very carefully driving. Now they're entering into the turning restrictive road. So for this area, it is a task for the driver for constant turning. We have 3 restrictive poles, so each 2 of them have a distance of 15 meters. Now the first vehicle has entered into the racing route. You can see these 2 drivers are very careful in passing the 2 restrictive routes. For the second vehicle, they are catching up with the first vehicle. But now we cannot see the second vehicle. It is quite heavy for the tracked vehicle. Each one of them weighed at 42.7 tons. So even though you cannot see it is moving very fast, but actually they're at their full speed. Very good tactic from Russia. For Team 2, it passes the restrictive row very carefully in order to avoid any time penalty, and at the same time, the first vehicle can start its operation. So they're actually laying foundation for their victory. Now we can see the first vehicle is about to arrive at the soil ridge. So for the soil ridge, it's actually a simulation for the hills and mountains. It's actually testing the driver's capability in passing through obstacles like hills or mountains. Alright. The vehicle has to back a little bit in order to change its position. So we need the driver to have a maneuvering capability in order to adjust the gears and change the accelerator. If the vehicle shut down accidentally, it will receive a 30 seconds time penalty. Alright, the first vehicle restarting again and start the climbing of the soil ridge. The next obstacle will be the Tradeway Bridge, and these 2 obstacles are actually adjacent to each other. As Team Russia are very familiar with this kind of vehicle, so you can see they have a master control of this kind of vehicle, and the successful pass of the soil ridge and the Tradeway Bridge. The Tradeway Bridge, it is a simulation of narrow routes or bridge. It is a test of precise driving skills of the drivers. Alright, the first vehicle has just passed the right angle turns. From the live footage, you can see the position of the vehicle is not very well, so they have to change the position for the vehicle in order to perform the next mission. Still, they have to make minor adjustment of the position of the vehicle. Alright, you can see Russian team has already unfolded the shovel. Alright, they started the grading work. So when they are paving the roads, we can see they are using similar tactics. So the requirement for this task is that the vehicle should pave the road and flatten the road with a distance of 4.5 meters. The diameter of the crater is around 6 meters, but the requirement is up to 4.5 meters. And for this crater filling area, it has a total length of 66 meters, and there were 6 holes in total. Actually, it is a challenge for the driver to do the crater filling. In real battlefield, actually the size of the crater is quite random, and you will never know what is the exact size of the crater. Sometimes the diameter and the depth of the crater is quite different. So the driver should make the judgment to see how they shuffle the crater and how they pave the road. So today is a comprehensive test for the driver as well as the operator. And each time for the earth collection from the vehicle, it should be in an appropriate amount, otherwise it will affect the efficiency of the paving of the road. So each time the control of the grip needs to be very precise. So the operators need to integrate and need to have a full master of the skills of the road grader machines. Well, we can see the vehicle is heading to the right side of the crater so that they can fill the crater in a fast manner. Alright, they are filling the third crater right now. They lift the shovel a little bit. It is a wise choice. They also scrape the road a little bit to make it smooth. They actually flatten the road and pave the road. For the road grader mission, is actually a test for the driving skills of the driver, as well as the filling skills for the grader. So when we say the mission for road grader, it is actually a contest between the drivers. Alright, now Team Russia has filled the 4th crater. Last one. Let's see how they fill the last crater.
看来我们的驾驶员将铲刀运用得非常的好，前推后刮，每一步都没有耽误时间。
I can tell they have a mastering skill in controlling the grip. They know when to forward, when to backward. It is a well-trained team. Alright, they complete the filling of the last crater, and they have to flatten the road and also scrape the road. Alright, they trying to fold the grip. Alright, the road grader team has completed their task. Next, the show time for the road clearance team. Next is the time to lift the log. So let's see who's the winner for lifting the log.
Alright, we can see the vehicle right now starts to move the grip, lifting the grip. Right now it's getting to the first log. We can see they're operating in a very steady way. For the operators, actually this is a very precise operation. So the operator should be really careful. So it cannot really have a big movement. So the operators, when it's actually sitting inside operating the arms, also should be in a very controlled moves. Alright, drivers changed a little bit the position of the vehicle. So this is a teamwork. So we have the operators, we also have the drivers. They need to work as a team. So Team Russia right now coming to the second log. The driver moving the vehicles forward a little bit and taking the second one. The technique for taking the log. They need to first move the log to the best position to be lifted, and then use the grip to carry it and move to the silo. We can see Team Russia right now is making a second log into the silo. So the captain actually is also quite busy inside, although he's not the actual operator, but he is the one to adjust the distance between the vehicles, the grips, the log, and also have close communication with all related parties. So what we believe audience think, just because of the road clearance, as long as the road is cleared, why we need to put all this log into the silo? Because this is to test how best the operators can operate the grip So we talk about the operators need to operate everything in a very precise way. So think about just operator use chopsticks to carry the log into the silo. So right now you're watching Team Russia, and they're right now doing their last log. Clock is ticking, and Team Russia right now use already 15 minutes. We always know time is counting and very precious. So we need to make everything in a fast and efficient way. In every second, it can decide its victory or not. Okay, we can see Team Russia finishing the assignment, and they folded the grip and coming to the anti-tank ditch. And all our army troops, they show the big applause to Team Russia and also our audience. Let's cheer up for Team Russia. Alright, this is coming to the first anti-tank ditch. This is something quite often seen in the real wartime. So this is to really stop the tanks or vehicles passing through. So it's very easy to make a crater. So this is something usually seen in the war, in the real war situation. So we can tell Team Russia already made 2 shovels. And this is their 3rd shovel. Alright, no problem. And they folded the shovel. And then coming to the fair obstacle. So the fair obstacle is 2 meters tall and with diameter of 4 meters. Alright, mission completed. And means everything is finished, and they folded the shovels and heading to the finishing line. Team Russia finished all the assignments. And we can tell vehicle 1 is running to the finishing line. All right. Let's give another big applause to Team Russia. Russia perfectly finished all the jobs. And we're watching right now is vehicle 2 of Team Russia heading to the finishing line. All right, perfect. All right. So that's all done for Team Russia. And coming up is also Team China. Stay tuned. We will bring you Team 2 of Team China.
赛倒数5分钟。
好的，观众朋友们，欢迎回到赛场。
All right, dear
接下
viewers,
来，我
welcome
们
back.
即将展现的是第4场
And
开
now
路机组
coming
和
up
轻障车组单项赛。
The fourth
即
team
将
for
为大家带来
today.
精彩比拼的是中国2队。
And that will be presented by Team China. This is also the Team 2
让我
of
们
Team
首先
China.
来认识一下
So let's look
中
at
国
what
2队参赛队队员。
we have for Team China. Let's know them
开
more.
路机班长
So they are
苟宇下士，
the captain, Gou Yu, corporal,
操作手谢旭日下士，
operator, corporal 谢旭日,
驾驶员郑树忠4级军师
driver,
长，
郑树忠, the sergeant,
轻障车
fourth
组班
class,
长陈乐下士，
operator for road clearance, 陈乐,
操作
corporal,
手曾海华4级军师长，
operator, 曾海华, corporal, fourth class,
驾驶员梁振上士，
driver, 梁振, sergeant, first class.
好的，比赛马上开始，让我们一起期待中
The
国
games
2队
will
的精彩
Starts
表
very
现。
soon. Let's looking forward for Team 2 of China's great performance.
互相鼓励，看他们会有怎样的
They
精彩
will
表现呢。
circle
让
and
我们
cheer up
拭
for
目以
each
待
other. But wish them a good luck.
趁赛前准备的这个时间，让我跟大家说一下我们中国士兵的这个
So
军衔。
I would like to talk a
从
little
低
bit
到
about
高依次为列
the
兵、
army ranking.
上等兵、
So we have the
下士
private,
中士、
the corporal, sergeant,
4级军士长、
sergeant first
3
class,
级军士长、2级
the
军士长。
fourth class of sergeant, second class, and master sergeant.
细心的观众可以发现，今天我们几个关键的岗位，
I believe our audience also
4级军长
may find that for the key positions, they're all the first class sergeant. So they need to have over 10 years in service. We can tell they're all veterans, full of experience, with very top techniques owned.
观众朋友们，现在赛场上的温度非常的高，主席台就座的各参赛
And
国
the
领导和来宾
temperature，actually is
以及
really
观
high.
众席上的国际友人，热情似火的库尔勒，用最振奋人心的温度欢迎你们的到来。
And welcome to Korla, especially to our friends, officials from overseas. Thank you for coming.
不要做密的吧。
我们的观赛观 一直走到现在。
I believe everyone cannot wait for Team China's great
还
performance.
有在赛场上一直坚持的地方朋友们，对你们的到来。
And we also have audience, and we even have our friends coming from different parts of China to witness the great or the beauty of Team China. We're now countdown in 1 minute. Engine starts. This is Team 2 of Team China. They are fully prepared and ready to go. Countdown in 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, go!
好的，随着裁判长开始的指令下达。
Alright, with the announcement made by the chief referee, we can tell the two vehicles of Team China right now start their games, and they are approaching to their first obstacle, that's Wade Field. Also the shore with the 40 meters in width and 10 meters in length, and also with 10 meters in depth. And we can tell actually that's very close to the real situation in wartime, because within this Wade Field we also have 20 centimeters of mud. So this is something really frequently seen in the real war situation. So the two vehicles, very nice, successfully passing the water field, and right now coming to the next obstacle. And they will come into the restricted road and turning roads. So these two obstacles are actually a big challenge to the drivers. So the width of the road is 4.5 meters. So the drivers need to really properly control the direction, the speed. But we can tell Team China, their speed is quite fast.
看来我们的驾驶员操作的非常娴熟。
And no problem for Team China. Very perfect. Nice turns, very smooth.
Now we can see the first engineering vehicle has passing the racing route, and the second vehicle is following the first one. And Zheng Shuzhong, the driver of the first vehicle, it is a 4th rank master sergeant, and you can see he's very skillful for the driving. As a veteran, actually, it is a fundamental skills for a driver. So actually, those two restrictive roads are a piece of cake for him. Alright, we see the two tracked vehicle has been accelerating and driving in full speed. Now you can see the drivers are actually driving at its utmost speed. And during the racing area, actually the team is adjusting their conditions and have to think out of a tactic to pass the next obstacle. So the vehicle is about to arrive at the soil ridge. So they will pass the soil ridge and also the Tradeway Bridge. If the vehicle is a wheel-type vehicle, it is a little bit difficult for they to make the turn, but it is a tracked vehicle, so they can operate it very easily. Very smooth path of the Tradeway Bridge. Alright, the first vehicle has entered into the field to fill the crater. we're just less than 4 minutes, and you can see this team is very fast.
我们中国2队所有的参赛队员、驾驶员展现了他非凡的驾驶技能。
Team 2 of Team China is actually demonstrating their strong muscles, very skillful military
是
skills.
的，现在我们的郑树忠经过迅速的判断，选择从弹坑的右侧。
Alright, with precise judgment, and the team has decided to fill the crater from the right side of the crater.
是的，这个障碍赛事组要求所有的参赛队员使用工程车，沿原道路的方向抢救出宽度不少于
According to the rules,
表面平坦和相对压实
the track vehicle needs to fill the crater, and the length and width of the road has to be at least 4.5 meters.
好，画面转回来，现在正在对第3个弹坑。
Let's get back to the game. Now we can see the vehicle is filling the 3rd crater, the 4th.
细心的观众从我们工程车身后的车辙印上可以看出，我们的驾驶员并没有选择一条直
You
路
may
去
notice
飞田
from the track, and actually the driver has chosen
看来我们
to
的
fill the
正后
crater
是预有准
in
备
a
啊
zigzag way. They're well prepared.
在这个作业过程中，我们的驾驶员需要操作手需要将这个铲刀释放的位置
During the
调整好
assignments, the
如果放得
operator
过深，将堆填
have
过多
to
的地方
adjust
造成车辆
the
熄火。
position of the shovel.
赛事组规定，如果车
If
辆
they
出现
misjudge the
熄火，
situation,
一
it
次
will
将罚
cause
时
a
30秒。
shutdown of the vehicle.
是的
If
30
that
秒来
happens,
说
the team will
对手
receive a
造成
30-second
非常多的动作
penalty.
这样是耽误作业时间的，因此避免罚时。
So
才是
time
比赛
is
取
very
胜的王道
precious. In order to
是的，我
avoid
们的作业手
time
和驾驶员在
penalty,
这个作
the
业过程中
operators
不
need
仅
to
仅要
make
求
very
速度，
precise
而且还要
judgment.
要求质量。
是的，如果没有质量，开辟的通路。
So the assignment needs to be completed in both a qualitative and the quantitative way.
才是取胜以及获得名次
We
的
have to catch up with the time, but also ensure the
好的，此时
quality
我们
of
中
the
国2队
assignment.
即将推填最后一个弹坑。
Alright? Team 2 is
最后一
about
个
to
弹
fill
坑
the last
堆放
crater.
土堆的位置和前4个弹坑有所不一样。
So you can see the position of the last crater is quite different from the
装甲在
previous craters.
也就是说，我们的作业手无法运用
The earthwork is actually right in front of the vehicle.
需要作业手原地取土。
So the operator cannot use the pre-existing earthwork to fill the crater.
好，可以看到现场的观众朋友们热情非常的高涨。
Alright, we can feel the passion from the audience right now.
感受到你们的
Let's wave the national flag and cheer up for Team China.
现在最后一个弹坑也已推填完毕。作业手
Alright,
正
they
在
complete the filling of the last crater.
看来是想用
The
回刮的
operator
方
is
式
adjusting the position of the shovel.
对推填的弹坑进行补土。
It feels like they
是
will
的，从前
scrape
面的
the
比赛
road
当中，我们可以看到
and make the
所有的
surface
参赛队在最后一个
flat.
弹坑均采用这种方法。
This
此
is
时可以看到我们的
a
轻障车
tactic
组
that
跟我
are
们的开
used
路
by
机
all
组
the
显得
teams
非常
to
激烈
fill the last crater. And you can
最
see
后
the
一个弹坑
second
即将推填完毕。
vehicle, which is the road clearance vehicle, is followed closely with the first vehicle, the road grader. Alright, the last crater has been filled.
好的，收起铲刀，作业完成。
Alright,
现在开路机
the
组
shovel has been
向侧
folded.
方位停止，
Assignment
为我们的
completed.
轻障车组让出道路。是的
Now the road grader has to
前几天
park
的
on
比
the
赛
other
来看
side
我们一直
in order
表现的
to
是单项赛
clear a
展
way
现的是
for the road clearance
车组的
vehicle.
公理。明天我们即将带来的是接力赛，也就是连贯赛。
So we're seeing the
看我们
basic
各个车组
skills
中
of the vehicles, and tomorrow we will have the relay race. It's a test of a comprehensive capabilities of all the tracked vehicles.
很好的结合在一起，形成最终的安全路线比赛。
So we will see a full picture of the safe route contest tomorrow. Alright. Now the road clearance has arrived at its assignment site. First, they will do the log lifting. So first of all, they will collect all the pieces of log, and then they will put the log into the designated silo. Now Team 2 is working on the first log. Great. Very precise. You may notice it is a very good cooperation between the driver and the operator. So after the first piece of log is put in place and the driver has changed the position of the vehicle so that the operator can precisely lift the second log. Alright, lift the log and put it to the silo. This is a simulation of real battlefield. This is a anti-barrier setting skills.
回勾原木的这一举动确实为他带来了非常多的便利，是吧？这4根原木的夹抓看起来非常的顺利。
So first, they're actually collecting all the logs together so that the vehicle is very close to the log. It will bring convenience to the operators as well as the driver. Now we see the fourth log was lifted. Alright. Assignment completed. You can see this assignment showcase the strong capability of the driver as well as the operator. So next task will be the filling of the anti-tank ditch. In filling the anti-tank ditch, the team will use the same tactic to fill the crater, but they have to be careful that the vehicle are not going to shut down during the process, otherwise they will receive a time penalty. Alright, 2 shuffles of filling. The vehicle actually folding the shovel while it moves to the next obstacle. This is the fire obstacle. Another nice pass. So the vehicle is passing the fire vehicle from the side. Alright, all the roads are paved. Now the 2 vehicles will rush to the finishing line. You can see the second vehicle is followed closely to the first one. Alright, well done. Dear audience, the individual race for road grader and road clearance have been completed. And the 3 teams has left us a great impression. And we can see the fighting spirit of all the teams and their excellent skills. We showcase the honor of the military. It requires their hard work and dedication. Let's give them a big applause for their dedication and excellent performance.
And let's see each other tomorrow at the same time, same place. We give you the great performance and also the grand performance of the rally race. See you tomorrow. Thank you for watching.